Hey guys, Woods Farm here, just out in the shop, and I've got a new tool, so I thought I'd do a quick unboxing and review of the Dewalt 20 volt 12 inch chainsaw. So stick around and check it out. Okay guys, I've had my eye on this Dewalt 20 volt chainsaw for a while now. It just went on sale at Home Depot, so I went and finally picked one up. There's a couple of reasons why I'm interested in this particular electric chainsaw, and I'll go over that in the video. So there's two main reasons why I was interested in this particular battery-powered saw. There are obviously a lot better saws on the market, but A, I'm on a budget, and B, I wanted something with compatibility with the batteries that I already have. So I'm already running a ton of Dewalt tools in 20 volts, so it made a lot of sense to go with this saw because it takes the same batteries. The reason I'm looking for a battery operated saw, I have a lot of other chainsaws for work around the farm, but I was looking for something small, compact that I could use for climbing up in trees and doing pruning work, and also something really small and simple that I could throw in the four-wheeler for clearing up trails and stuff like that. Okay, let's open up the box and see what we got. Keep in mind, this version did not come with a charger or a battery. There is another saw where you get the whole kit, but I already have a couple of 5 amp hour batteries that'll work fine for this. So I just got the tool by itself. And we got some instructions. Really not much in here. And that looks to be it. Okay, yep. So you don't need a tool to tension the chain or anything like that. I'm not really familiar with this kind of setup of chainsaw, so I'll actually have to look at the instructions before I get into this thing. Okay, pretty straightforward. You rotate this one full turn and that unlocks it, and then you use this knob clockwise or counterclockwise to tension the chain. So and then you just lock it down. Bar oil here, and you've got a safety lock, the trigger, and you've got the chain brake. It will not engage with the chain brake on. It won't start up. Chain brake off. It won't work. The trigger won't work unless you're pressing down on the lock button. And then you get your right there. One of the things I read is that it'll leak oil. You've got a little view window here so you can see the oil level, but apparently if you do leave it, it will leak out overnight. I read a couple places that if you leave it on its side, it's not so bad, but most people recommend draining the oil when you're done using it. Not super keen on that, but I think for the price point, those are little things you're just going to have to deal with. Obviously, you spend a lot more money on a more expensive battery-powered saw. Probably not going to deal with issues like that, but for a couple $100. Okay guys, we're just going to do some test cutting. I've got a pile of scrap wood out in the back. This is mostly ash, some elm, really dry hardwood. You can see the saw cuts great, cuts through it with no problem. One thing I have noticed is that you need to have the chain up to full speed before you start cutting, or it just stops. But once it's cutting, it does a great job. Really smooth, and it's having no problem going through this hardwood. This is a really good use for this saw, just kind of when you have to buck up this kind of smaller type of wood. Really good for this. And this here is the main reason I bought the saw. I wanted something small, light, that I could climb up trees with and do pruning and cutting work while I was climbing. The saw is really light, and you don't have to worry about pull starting like a gas saw. You have instant power, you just hit the switch and it cuts. Okay, there you have it, the Dewalt 12-inch 20-volt chainsaw. Cuts okay. I mean, obviously it's not got the same power as a gas saw, but for the benefit of it being battery operated and running off the batteries that I already have in my shop, pretty handy little tool. I think one of the things that's going to break first is probably the oil fill cap. It seems pretty cheap, but the rest of the construction seems pretty decent other than that. Cut through some pretty dry hardwood, no problem. So we'll have to see. I'm not sure how long these 5 amp hour batteries are going to last, but I think this saw is going to be good for just carrying around in the four-wheeler, and also when I have to climb up trees and do pruning and that kind of stuff, it's going to be really handy for that. If you have a small property and you're already using DeWalt tools, I would recommend this thing. But if you don't have DeWalt tools already, I wouldn't invest the money in going with their system. I'd probably use the money to get a slightly better battery-powered chainsaw. But that's just my opinion. Anyways, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And as always, thanks for watching.